君の手を握りしめていたいアイスクリームがとろけるほど My eyes, your eyes ワンで見合いたい好きなんでしょ岩のように Floating on the clouds What the I'm as flat in my head spinning round and round ミルクラフター Flavors on your lips 吸い込まれるかの I'm a bubble tea trip Fly away Sweet honey Can I stay with you いつまでも Fly away Sweet honey Can I stay Let my head spin round and round Going on a bubble tea trip
Hello. Hello. How are you all doing today? Hope everybody's doing good. Hey, Jag. It's going okay. Everything got kind of slightly broke at the beginning of the stream, and Restream chat doesn't seem to want to work, but... Hey. Anyone know the command of the dev console to add money? Well, number one, you need cheat mode enabled. Number two, GS cheat money, and then the amount that you want. It can be negative if you want to remove money. For example, I want to remove this 3 million that I've got. So GS cheat money minus 3 million. Boom. It's a cheat that works both ways. Finished the game today? Congrats, I guess, Yanis? How am I feeling today? A bit caught up, honestly. But other than that, pretty good. I did discover, though, that the power harrow on the front of this cultivator is terrible. Or on the front of this seeder. So... I'm not entirely sure what to do with this. I'm doing good, how are you? We're seeding oats here, for reasons that I don't even understand, but I wanted to see the oats. How'd the testing go yesterday? Pretty good. Didn't find an issue until actually today, just before the stream, and haven't had a chance to ping Oxy a message yet, so if he shows up, I will be tapping over to something that I have set up to display an issue. And it's a bit of an odd one. It's one that I've never seen before. So I'm hoping Oxy appears. If he doesn't, I can have a chat with him on my Discord after the stream. Communication takes many forms? It does! You got verbal, you got text, you got non-verbal. Using body language, you got, you know, hints and subtlety. So many ways you can communicate with somebody. Hey, FS for life. Eight 800 words or so? Oh, that's easy. Hey, police march. First snowfall today. Fun times. Do I use FlightAware? Which one's FlightAware? I tend to use when I'm looking up planes that are currently in the air. I tend to use Flight Radar 24 or ADSB Exchange. You find the easy development command mod easier? Yeah, that is easier for some commands for me even. But just cheat money I've used for so long that I've memorized it. Like I do have the easy dev commands mod installed and in. I just choose not to use it because, well, for some commands because I know them. It's like just toggle toggle what is it? Toggle flight and what is the command? Toggle flight in no HUD mode. I just used GS toggle F tab once and there it is. Melton impact types though, no snow piles yet. By the way, I completely forgot that we had Field 3 as well, and I did plough that last night too. So, I actually went above and beyond setup last night, and I'm kind of half waiting for Oxy to point out an issue that I found for him to fix. By the way, I may have to restart the save. I should have mentioned this yesterday. This may or may not be a throwaway. I'm starting this as if there's going to be no major issues. If there is one that will require a new save, you guys will just have to deal with it, and I'll have to start a new save, basically. So, crops in the ground, you got snow last night? Why do you not have all the harvesting done, Scott? Like it's the 29th of October, is it? Hey, actually guessed the date correctly for once. Surely you should have all the crops out of the ground by the 29th. Ah, Jim's house. Change your name to your real name. Fair enough. You're in Wisconsin, you had a lot of rain the last few weeks. I mean, okay, I'll admit I don't understand how American harvest cycles work, so I can't really make much of a comment on that, but my normal understanding is that the aim is to have the crops out of the ground by the kind of the beginning of October, largely. I'll have to look at crop in. That makes more sense. Have I lost my internet? Hang on. YouTube chat is disconnected. I need to... This is gonna be one of those streams where everything just keeps breaking on me, isn't it? If you're on YouTube and your chat's broken, head over to Twitch. Or just refresh. Looks like it's fixed itself. But I am on Twitch at the moment as well. There's a reason I dual stream now. It's because it's a bit more reliable. Have I tried the Sea Bales mod? No. Oh, the restream. Oh no, never mind. I was looking at the wrong side of the screen. I haven't tried the Sea Bales mod. How fast does the Ariane 600 go? I think the top speed on that is 53. Yeah, 53. 52, 53. Same as the Axion 800. So they're speedy boys. Hey, Henry. Skip on anything other than the Splatter's ground? Yeah. You actually read my mind there, Jeremy, because I was looking at this, and that's why I brought the camera way down. I was thinking, is this a map issue or a seeder issue? And I'm more willing to blame the seeder. Iron 600 is a lot different than the mod in 17. I mean, they're all going to be different from what you got in mods. It's my favourite map. Small map with small fields for small kit. Does this count as a small map with small fields for small kit? Because this is my favourite map. Full stop. And I think big kit doesn't suit it, so... I'm gonna go with Shamrock Valley. Coming soon! Second favourite... probably Nathan's map, which I've forgotten the name of off the top of my head. Come on, guys, you can help me here. What's Nathan's map called? Because I've forgotten. Meadow Grove, thank you. Yeah, Meadow Grove is really good for small equipment as well. I mean, I'm more than happy to use any map with small equipment. I'm not just can't. I've just got that kind of mentality where small is better. Meadow Grove, whenever it comes out, it's already out. It's just not seasons ready. Meadow Grove Extended is looking really cool. Yeah, I hope Nathan managed to find the time to and the will to work on it. Because it's one thing to like say, "Oh, I'm making a map." It's another to actually make a map. And now my restream chat has gone off. 650 goes 63 or IRL. Drove the uncles yesterday. Yeah, problem is if you get much beyond 50 in Farm Sim, vehicles start acting weird. That's kind of the big issue that I've found is the faster something goes in Farm Sim, the more the physics breaks. Which is great for, you know, breaking physics, not so great for actually trying to do things. GD's good at that, so am I. I mean, I got a plow stuck in a fence yesterday. There we go. I still have the plague. It's my turn to change the diaper. No. No, thank you. Hard no. Pass. No, I'm good, thanks. No. I'm playing the fence. To be fair, it was quite entertaining watching everything dancing around. By the way, guys, is there anything you want me to show off on the map? Like, if you want something shown off, ask and I will do my best. Including going up to the lighthouse. You had the fence issue last night? Yeah, it's an in-game issue, it's not a map-specific issue. Did find a map-specific issue here today, though, that I hope Oxy comes in, because I need to show him. If not, I will have to send him a message on Discord later. Just being like, hey, just so you know, this thing's horrifically broken. You might want to look at it. Vehicle sounds took a full revs. Can you see the lighthouse, please? Sure. It looks like you can go up there. I'm kind of curious if you actually can. It looks like the map limit is up by the lighthouse. So let's see how close we can get. Thank goodness for cheat run. If I hop up here and then a bit of parkour. Oh, there's the map boundary. Map boundary isn't exactly on the red line. Oh, you can't go up to the lighthouse. Yeah, there's the map border here. And I am Jesus. I am Jeebus. Oh. When should this be out? When it's ready. Also, I bought this. This is set up for something later. It's actually something I want to show Oxy. Or actually, the thing that I want to show Oxy. Because, yeah, you can't sell stuff at the shop at the moment. He's put the wrong trigger in. Hey, Chad. I got a TM. Yes. I told you I had the TMs. And I realized I actually need a second reasonably sized tractor. Coughing with cock face is almost better than... Yeah. Actually, I said that last night I had a quite awful coughing fit. But I'm a lot better than I was last week. Looking forward to Sandy Bay. FS15 version he's bringing out. That won't be for a while, Henry. He's working on like 3 different maps at the moment. Hey, Barn Lodge. You watch the rest of the series? What, you're basing whether or not you're going to watch me on this map on the fact that I've got a TM? That's a bit of an odd criteria. And Thornton... Is he bringing out Thornton again? I'm gonna be honest, I'd prefer if he worked on, like, new maps. Which, granted, take a bit longer, but I prefer to see him working on new maps than converting all the old ones. Shamrock was kind of the exception because myself and Landy knew that Shamrock would be massively popular. I need front packer. I need a lot of things. I need €1 million. Can you provide that? I don't have a front packer in game. I don't like front packers in game at all. I don't use them. You don't play UK maps. I mean, that's fair enough, Ronnie. If you don't play UK maps, that's fine. I don't generally play European maps. Then again, my decisions are based on what people tend to watch on my channel. You're from Kansas? Sweet! There's plenty of Americans who love UK maps because it's something different from what they see every day. Bizarrely, the British just want more of the same. Kind of with them there. British and Irish people just want British and Irish maps because we get to play with our favourite equipment. Like, American maps as well, I don't generally play. Lono being an exception, I don't generally like American maps. They're too flat and dull for me. did mute my mic. I did mute my mic. I apologize. Yes, thank you. Christopher, the cut grass texture is going to be what you see here. I don't know how much you guys heard there. Cut grass texture is going to be what you see here. It's got distance textures, so it'll appear all over the map, but it's what you see here. This has all the final textures. It's just functions that are basically being tested. Unless Landy despises a texture, they're all going to be the same as they are. What else did I respond to? Don't have any derpy tractors. This is a map I'll take seriously. Because I had a small part to play in the development. Oxy came to me for advice and help on creating an authentic feeling Irish map in my opinion, and I gave him vague pointers. He went off and made a map. Other than dark green, I mean, it looks like cut grass. Hey, Oxy. I have found a problem. By the way, I tested all the cell points last night. They work fine. But I did find a problem today. So, at the shop, the sell point ain't working. You can't sell vehicles at the shop. You've, I think, put a workshop trigger in as opposed to a shop trigger. Which is problematic, I guess. If nothing else, it'll confuse people like it confused me. Yeah. I think the same. But yeah, all the sell points work fine. And I've not broken any tip calls yet either, which is vaguely interesting. I need to remember to unmute my mic when I've coughed. No worries, testing sell points is super easy. Was I trying to sell the front spare tank? No, I was trying to sell the spare Scorpion I bought. Bought one for the shop, and I was trying to get rid of it earlier on. So that's through the P menu anyway. Yeah, but there are some people who, for one reason or other, want to sell stuff at the shop, because you actually get a bit more money from it. And if the shop sell trigger is broken, they will get very annoyed. I'm one of them. I'm one of the people that like being able to sell stuff at the shop. Also, the bits being missed here aren't map issue, Oxy. This is just a weird thing that 3-meter seeders like doing. I tried to do Westbridge Hills. Hell no, that's a terrible map. 15% more if it's the same as 15. Yeah, there's definitely a bonus, but I can't remember the exact number behind the bonus. You forgot? How did you forget about this map, Massey? Good grief. I wasn't even trying to test the cell trigger at the shop. Oh! Idea, theory. If the cell trigger here is a workshop trigger, has Oxy made the opposite mistake somewhere else? I now need to test the workshop triggers. Bear with. Or what should be workshop triggers. If you're wondering why this suddenly has no-kins, it's because I was testing if it was actually a workshop trigger as well. I don't think many people have much passion doing Westbridge Hills. I'm gonna be real with you. Okay, so that's a workshop trigger too. That one's correct. Hello, Venus. Taking a short break from farming to do a bit of quick testing, just to make sure the You change shop, yeah. Like, it's definitely a workshop trigger. Because I swapped the tires to Nokians. I just want to check the workshop triggers to make sure you didn't accidentally put a shop trigger somewhere you shouldn't have. This is the bits of testing that people normally just don't even think of. It's like, hang on, are all the triggers what they're supposed to be, and where they're supposed to be? There is another workshop trigger at the pig yard, isn't there? I want to say there is. Some people in the US say they want Westbridge Hills and FS19. Well, why don't they work on the map then, instead of trying to get somebody who much prefers making their own maps and fictional maps to do it for you. I want to say there's a workshop trigger in here. No. Is there a workshop trigger in this yard? Have I forgotten this? I've got something wrong here, I think. No, just the main farm. Oh, I've driven the... Oh, well, Scorpion can live there now. You live there for a while now. Okay. So you just, accidentally copied the trigger over. Hey, Eddie Boo. You have it on PC already? Well then what... If... Yes, I do, Eddie Boo. One was at the shop for when I was setting up. Need some more class machines. I mean, I did warn people that I would be going class crazy on this map, because it just works for me. Oh. Hey, Dara. You have that on PS4, Xbox One. Well then, why don't you stop whining and asking other people to do it and get working on it yourself? Or get whoever put Westbridge Hills on PC to get it working on console too. I've become a bacon farmer? Yeah, I'm going down the dairy route, which is possibly a mistake. You've run out of things to do in autumn. If you have animals, autumn's a good time to work on that. You could do some forestry, you could start seeding some winter crops, you could start prepping your fields for spring crops, do some spraying and stuff. Oh, in spring. Dairy's profitable, just takes time. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of putting time in and getting money out of it, so that's why I tend to go dairy. Why don't I just buy a bigger seeder? Because I don't want a bigger seeder. All the seeders that I tend to see are 3 meters. And I've seen 3 meter seeders in much bigger fields than this one. I accidentally unmuted the stream while hitting the mute button. If you want to torture yourself, try forestry. Yeah. There's there's always stuff that you could do. And simulate. Can I just point out something here, real quick? Why not do some missions, some contracts? They work perfectly well in seasons. Like if ever you're stuck, the contracts are there for you to do. Particularly helpful if you just need a bit of quick cash. Seen loads of them feel smaller than that in Ireland. The Pottinger Trail Cedar? There isn't a Pottinger Trail Cedar. Yeah, there's no Pottinger Trail cedar. Batterstadt Seedhawk? Is that the ridiculously huge? No! The Batterstadt 6-meter one? I always use the 6-meter cedar. I'm bored of using the 6-meter cedar. I want to use a different cedar. I always end up using a Batterstadt, and I want to use something different. I think the most profitable contracts here are spraying or fertilizing contracts. And I'd like to point something out here, real quick. There is a farmer near me that literally owns this exact cedar. There's a reason I'm using the AD302 from Amazon. I have literally seen this exact cedar on the back of a tractor in real life. I'm sorry, Dara, I was under the impression that I'm playing the game, not you. Very strange. It's almost as if I'm playing the game how I want to play it. And you're trying to backseat me into doing something I don't want to. Odd. Don't want to put out 4 seating videos in a row. Get bored. God dang it! Apologies. TM sounds horrible. Don't let NHF hear you say that. In all seriousness, I enjoy playing the game in this way. If you don't like it, that's fine. I'm not gonna force you to try and play it the same way as me, but this is the way that I enjoy the game. I much prefer using smaller machinery in general in the game. Hey CD, how's it going, dude? TM model. Does the TM sound horrible? I don't know, I like it. Doesn't sound correct, but it doesn't sound horrible. It sounds like a hairdryer. Let's be fair. Yeah, it sounds like somebody's taken the engine out and just replaced it all with a Ford Fiesta engine with 16 turbos, and all you can hear is turbos. There we go. And you just try and enjoy. Yeah, but I like engine sounds that at least sound like there's a bit of beef behind it. Like these classes. The looks like I'm dancing and you can't hear it. Hear me? I mean, that's kind of the point, is I was making sure that I actually had the thing muted. Yeah, the DLC, like, the tractors actually sound beefy. Hello, IRT. And Hayden, hello. The Zerion sounds... I think all the majority of the DLC, I'm not going to say everything, all of the majority of the DLC sounds good. With the exception of the Torion. That is terrible. The Torion just sounds terrible. Ford vs Ferrari movie I think is coming out at the end of the month. At the end of next month. Wheelfire Jarvis, there's too much of an electronic sound. Thing is a lot of the more modern equipment does sound more like a hairdryer because they're using a lot of heat exchangers and stuff to, as opposed to just an alternator. Because, like, noise is wasted energy when it comes to an engine. So you'll find that, especially in farm equipment, they're just going to get quieter and quieter as they eke more and more power out of the engine and try and get more efficient. Yeah, sometime in November. There are ads for it on American TV, and I can't for the life of me remember what the date they keep saying was. I'd suggest Googling it instead of asking me, because I don't particularly want to watch Ford versus Ferrari, I'll be honest. It seems like a very Hollywood kind of nonsense take on the story. Front end seems a bit light. Yeah, it is a small bit light. So I was just checking my emails. I'm still waiting on one that'll take me off stream for a couple of days. November 22nd. Oh, I was right about the end of next month. Torion sounds like the engine's gonna... The Torion sounds like a wheel loader from like 1985. Like, it has a good sound for a 1985 wheel loader, but not very good for 2019 wheel loader. Really enjoying the game right now. Like, Farm Sim kind of ebbs and flows for me. Some days I love it, some days I hate it. It's kind of why I'm varying up the content on the channel a bit. Near 3 miles away? Oh god, no. Bad mutilation of a good story. That's the thing, is like, I much prefer reading about Ford versus Ferrari than watching a movie about it. Like, the story is genuinely great. But when a good story gets a Hollywood treatment, it ends up as a bad story. Made a big decision to replace the 7th on Oakfield with the 600 class. Sound right in the old load-all. It'd sound right on, like, anything pre-19... I'm gonna say 1996. Doesn't sound right in a 2019 Torion. Autocorrect always changes TM to 7th. That's a really... oh, God. Problems with 3-meter seeders in Farm Sim. They don't work a lot of the time, and sometimes they just do things that make no sense. Let's see if I can get this bit done. I know what the problem is. It's the fact that I haven't cultivated the field, so I need to get a cultivator. How windy would hills like this on the west coast of Ireland actually be? Well, you're assuming this is on the west coast, which is where I put it. And it depends on what the Atlantic wants to do on any given day. Sometimes there'll be like no wind, sometimes it'll be a howling gale all day. Rush was a good movie. What one was Rush? Was that Hunt and Lauda? If you want to watch a good racing movie, Grand Prix from the Grand Prix movie from, I think it was the late 60s, was really good. Like they borrowed a lot of Formula 2 cars and actually recorded them going around the Monza Oval. Hunt versus Lauda. Yeah, I don't think I've watched that. The Senna movie was okay. Didn't quite like how they just made Alan Prost out to be, you know, Lord Voldemort and Darth Vader put together somehow, and the most evil thing in the world. And then they didn't quite explain that Alan Prost and Ayrton Senna just had a professional rivalry. They didn't actually hate each other personally. You know, Prost was one of the pallbearers at Senna's funeral. I've watched the Formula 1 series on Netflix. No, but I've heard it's very good. I might watch this year's because, dear God, Haas just seem to want to be on it with the nonsense they keep pulling. Looking forward to Series 2, where I'm hoping about half of it is going to be Haas trying to deal with Rich Energy, and Haas complaining about Rich Energy, and Rich Energy complaining about Haas, and the bizarre goings-on of the Rich Energy Twitter account, which just will not stop tweeting pictures of Haas. To this day. Oh, God. I watched the Mexican Grand Prix. I'm gonna be honest, I find modern Formula 1 just immensely boring. There's very little good racing that actually happens during a Formula 1 race now. It's all very artificial, and I don't think it actually rewards driver skill. I think it just rewards whoever can manage their tires the best, which would be nice in endurance racing, but in Formula 1, Maybe 5 of Haas, Drive to Survive 2 will be Haas and Rich Energy. Oh, God. If you followed the Haas and Rich Energy debacle, you've had some good entertainment. If you haven't, oh, God, you've missed a lot. You watch NASCAR. I feel sorry for you, Ronnie. There's very little racing that is more artificial than Formula 1, and NASCAR is it. NASCAR is just... oh my God. It's amazing to watch. They literally put out the safety car twice per race because that's what the rules say, because the NASCAR board or whatever the hell decided that watching cars go slowly around in circles is much more entertaining than watching cars go quickly around in circles. There's very little good racing in NASCAR. And they go on a road course like twice a year, and none of the drivers know what to do because they're too used to just turning left. Right-hand turns confuse them. And they still bring out the safety car for like any little... somebody's dinged the wall, there's a safety car. Somebody's spun and recovered, but that's a safety car anyway because... screw you, that's why. Somebody's dropped a plastic bag into turn 2. That's a safety car. I mean, the big problem with Formula 1, in my eyes, is Mercedes they keep positioning themselves as this underdog when they keep winning everything. Ferrari keep throwing every race away. And Red Bull keep complaining about everything. I'm not saying NASCAR's not skilled, Reese. Don't get me wrong. There's an awful lot of skill involved in NASCAR. There's a big difference between skillful racing and good racing. Would I watch horse racing? Nope. Hey, Thomas. Pace car, yeah, that's what I mean. Safety car. But there shouldn't be a racing series anywhere where the rules say that you have to go under a full course yellow flag, full course caution, every X number of laps, or at specific points, because that's what the rules say. There should be an actual logical reason behind it. If it's, you know, the teams didn't get much practice, so we're going to bring out a competition caution, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with competition cautions. For tire issues, for just lack of practice, stuff like that. But the stage system in NASCAR is very artificial and doesn't actually breed good racing. This coming from somebody who will literally watch 4 hours straight of Le Mans under pace car, under safety car, because somebody's had a massive crash. Because there's always a lot to talk about in an endurance race. Touring car is the best motorsport. I'll counter with endurance racing, because that is flat out racing for like however long the race is. Touring cars is just mental people banging into each other constantly. To be fair, endurance racing is one of the few categories where, like, driver ability, not driver skill, all the drivers are skilled. Driver ability plays a large part because, I mean, the more consistent you can be, the more better you will do. Jason Potato. No, that's Jason Plato. Le Mans is now a 24-hour sprint race. Yeah, and the thing is, yes, I don't know if you've watched the years where it's been under full course caution for, or full course yellow or safety car for a couple of hours at a time. It's still actually very entertaining, even though there's a safety car. And because you got all the commentators then start talking about, especially with the Radio Le Mans guys, they start talking about, well, what's the experience of Le Mans like? What's it like to be at the track? What's it like to be there? What do the drivers think? What's, you know, what's going on outside of the race? What's the strategy potentially going to be like because of this long period? How are the cars going to react? How, you know, how would it how would it feel for a driver to have their entire race stint just be behind the safety car? GT3, it's good to watch because the genetics catch fire without fail. I mean, Le Mans has that too. They've got oh, what team is it at Le Mans, yes, that just keeps catching fire? Like every year without fail, there's the traditional barbecue from, it's Bicolas, isn't it? The Bicolas LMP1 has just never finished a race. It just catches fire at Le Mans every year. I think one year it had a gearbox failure and everybody was disappointed the Bicolas car didn't catch fire. I was like, that's the kind of stuff that I want to see. It 9 times out of 10, yes, whatever breaks down ends up on fire with Bicolas. It's one of these weird things. Motor racing is okay. Motor racing is very entertaining if you can understand the ins and outs of it. Bike road racing? Oh god, no. That's ungodly dangerous for no real good reason, in my eyes. This year, yeah, there's always something that catches on fire. Like it's a weird Le Mans tradition that at least one car becomes a barbecue at some point during the weekend. It's also up until recently tradition that Toyota somehow managed to throw the race away, no matter how good their car is. Hey James, how's it going, dude? Alright, let's do something a bit different now for the next bit of the stream, and I've got an idea. I have a plan. It's a ceremonious car candle of religion, yes. Perhaps, Yanis, you never know. Funny thing is, when it was Audi dominating, I was rooting for Toyota. Now, I'm rooting for literally anybody but Toyota to win Le Mans. So let's, do I want to grab the TM to do this? Yeah, let's do it. Let's grab the hairdryer. Make sure the tires are nice and warm. Race a tractor on track. I mean, I don't know if tractor racing is a thing. And let's grab the manure spreader. Because when I was setting up last night, I also set up this. I was a bit bored and decided that the map needed tons of manure. No, that's the wrong one. This Scorpion will do. Hypercars, yes. Did I get the Keenan in the end? Yes, I did. Mexican Sofa sent me a link, so much appreciated. So I do have the, it's actually in there, look. There's the Keenan. Actually, better idea, because I just realized I can do a small bit of testing with this with the alternate job that I can do. Because the alternate job is going to be sorting out the animals, and I can test the triggers with this. We're sorting out the cows at least. I should probably check the rest of the animal triggers too. Ground effect Formula 1. Yeah, the one fix that actually might work for the terrible racing. Hello, SG. Abby is a good, well unplugged. I think that was my stream deck glitching out, Thomas. That happens periodically. I've come to just ignoring it. Am I getting my old map converted into the S19? I mean, I never finished the map that I was working on there, so the answer is no. I've got to admit, the Scorpion is that tractor sounds horrible. Yeah, it doesn't sound realistic at all. Do 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 do. When in doubt, make 16,000 litres of TMR. It should be TMR. Yes, it is. Trying to do the sounds for... I don't know who did the sounds, but... Doesn't sound, doesn't sound at all right. Okay. Is there feed trough anywhere else? Yes, I know you are cows. Thank you, cows, for making a mooing noise that somehow echoes. Right, okay. That's fine. Apologies for the zipping. On the opposite side of the trough. Looks like it. So let's get this spun around and we will see. Yeah. So that works. They'll probably need a lot more than 16,000 litres though, will they? No, they should be good for 16,000 litres. I'm going to be back in a second, so I'll just mute up and take off the webcam for a minute. I'll be back in a moment. I'm back. I just had to run for a minute. Apparently all the TMR has been okay. Hey, farming boy. I've still got my glasses on. Breathing intensifies, yes. In my defense, my lungs are still a bit screwy because of the whole major cough thing. So, I am a touch caught for breath at the best of times at the moment. Let's check the straw trigger. This is useful testing, by the way. Dual purpose. It gets the cows fed up and it gets testing done. There we go. Hop into the TM again. Just bring this forward. We'll get 2 bales. Excuse me. 2 bales in, we'll check the straw trigger, and then we'll get going on some muck spreading, I think. Alright, that should do. Straw trigger, I'm going to presume, is going to be in the other side of the shed again. So let's see how correct I am in guessing that it's going to be in here. It is not. Is it going to be in here? It is not. Oh, hang on. How am I going to do this? Let's reverse it in. I have a sneaking suspicion I'll need to have the funnel pointed off in this direction. Yep. There we go, straw trigger works too. And they actually need quite a lot of straw and a lot more water. So I can do while that's going on is grab the 460, get a bit more water to them. We should be going to two straw bales. What happened? I have no idea, Massey. Chat just all decided to stop talking at once. Just gonna refresh some stuff here. Is Yes Mods down? Yes Mods down. No. I'm literally on it right now. So this is iron earlier, 6 meters the big tractor, or 6M is the big tractor, then drop nose Deutz and 300 vario big flotation wheels. Very nice indeed. No, Yes Mods ain't down. You actually picked the perfect time to ask, Farming Boy, because I was just tabbed out to refresh my YouTube page to make sure that was still working. Right, this can come off over here as well. After you asked that, it came back. That is indeed bad luck, Farming Boy. Hello, James. How's it going today, dude? Bit fed up with this game now. Don't think you'll buy the next one. You say that now. Your opinion might change in the meantime, Massey. Like, they might change FS21 so that it's massively different. Surprised there's no John Deere mods on console. There are, but I think it's like primarily forestry stuff. Because there's like one group of modders that have just gone absolutely ham on creating forestry John Deere equipment. Which, I'm gonna be honest, I find a bit odd, but I applaud them for going absolutely ham on like something they clearly want in game. They found a niche that they want to go with, and they're doing it. And boy, are they doing it! You realize the gameplay's become stale at this point. I'm with you there. The gameplay is very stale in Farm Sim, and I think 21 needs to be a big gameplay rethink. There's like 3 in a reskin of a baler. But I'm kind of with you that the Farm Sim gameplay is very samey, and there needs to be a rethink of how the game plays for FS21, I think. Because granted, farming, you know, at a certain level doesn't change much, but games do, and there needs to be progression. So pre-ordering is never a good idea. I mean, Yanis, I'm going to counter that point with YouTubers maybe should think about pre-ordering games just so they have them. You know, YouTubers kind of don't count as consumers in a way. What I'd like to see in the next Farm Sim game, like crops and animals and gameplay, I'd like to see the animals be expanded on. Like, don't put in new animals, expand on the current ones, expand the animal mechanics a bit more. Maybe have different types of cows that do different things. Not necessarily for beef, but, you know, different things. You know, just put more detail into that. Seasons as standard would be nice. Orchard farming would be pretty sweet. And I'd like to see just get different, well, a lot of aspects just being expanded on. Better engine. I don't think better engine is necessarily something the Giants should work on. I think that's, you know, just asking for more problems. The same engine is fine, but better physics, better, you know, more expansion to the mechanics. Because, you know, cows haven't changed much ever. The BJ has pretty much never changed. The only change that was made was a couple of nerfs and stuff like that. Yeah, expand what's there. I'd like to see more root crops. Animal shows. Yeah. More than 3 FPS on console. I mean, I played Farm Sim on console briefly and I got pretty good frame rate. Should have breeds of cows. To an extent, I'd agree there. I've got over 600 hours in 19, but you know, I've got over 3,000 in FS13. Well over 2,000 in 15, and nears makes no difference 2,000 in 17. I don't see myself getting up to the 2,000 range again. You know, as things stand, it's looking like 1,600 hours is going to be where I top out with 19. And I'm probably not going to do entire weeks where I just do Farm Sim anymore. Yeah, I want to do some Euro Truck. I'm really enjoying the X-Plane. It's a sort of something huge like a DLC coming where it's really popular and a week of content is justified. I don't see a reason to do that. You're burning out a lot? Yeah. Burnout is a big problem with Farm Sim. "19, the big issue." I'll be blunt. It does sound terrible, doesn't it? The big issue with 19... you know, people say, oh, it's the sky, it's the physics, it's the sounds. It's the fact that they focused on John Deere. Like, the entire pre-launch stuff was John Deere. As my next fight stream? I mean, I'll fight with people in most streams, usually. My next flight sim stream is going to be Sunday. I stream X-Plane on Sundays. But the big issue 19 has is that the main marketing thing was it looks slightly prettier, which it does. It looks a lot prettier than 17. By default. People are going to say, oh, you can tweak this and that and the other. Well, default it looks better. And John Deere. Bear in mind, Xander, there is a chance that I'll cancel streams for a little bit due to something that I want to try out that is under NDA. I'm waiting on an email about said thing, and when I get the email, it's not if, it's when. When I get the email, I'll be taking a few days off stream just to go ham on that. Because it's something that I'm legit hyped for, and that I want to give a go, and I want to have play my part. I'll be honest, Jeremy. Giants weren't chasing cloud. Once Giants got John Deere, that would have been it. That was it. They were done. Tapping a Grange for console. You're better off asking Greenbale, JJ. I don't talk to him. New job? No. Alpha for a game, yeah. Is the new flight sim? I cannot confirm nor deny. I get that, like, I get why Giants focused on John Deere, because, you know, it's the biggest brand and all that, but there should have been more than just, hey, we've got John Deere, buy the game. Because that was the entire marketing plan for FS19 by the sounds of it. How is job going? Yeah, no. I have very little faith in job hunt progress. Hey, Feet Gaming. Horses and the dog were a complete waste of time. The dog was. The dog totally was. I'm honestly not sure, Giannis. I'm kind of erring on the side of caution. It seems like everybody who got in has 32 gigs of RAM. Yeah, the John Deere DLC, which was literally branded as a John Deere DLC, and yet only had one individual piece of John Deere equipment. I think that was kind of highlights the problem that Giants have had with John Deere, is they're going all in with the John Deere side of things, and I'm fine with it, but there's gotta be more than just, like, a few token pieces of equipment. Oh, man, see, the DLC wasn't crap. It was cotton. It was a complete and utter waste of time. It was way too specialized as a DLC. And it didn't. It appealed to some people. Like, I'm fine with Giants appealing to like certain people over others with certain DLCs. Like, I think the Class DLC appeals more to Europeans than it does to Americans. But I mean, at least class equipment is used everywhere. Cotton pretty much only grows in the US. You haven't spent any money in the game? I can't comment. Suffice it to say that my complaints on everything are based on my own opinions, and whether or not I got stuff for free is completely irrelevant. Because you guys know that I will try and be as impartial as I can, regardless of various situations. Because sometimes I just plain like things for no good reason. And it's done in Australia as well. Yeah, but the Cotton DLC was done for the US. It was a US-based DLC. The John Deere DLC, yeah. Anderson, I think, was, apart from Class, apart from Platinum, the best DLC was the Anderson DLC. So far. There might still be like another DLC coming, but the best one up until this point, apart from Class, was Anderson. Because it had a bit of everything, and I think is just generally useful. Oh, thank God, that van has no collisions. But I don't... A Lizard DLC. I mean, it had a John Deere. Still talking the Grimmer DLC being worked on. Yeah, no. And I'm gonna be honest, if that... if the Straw Harvest add-on comes again, I'm probably not gonna get it. I didn't like it in 17. I got the point of it, I got the why people enjoyed it, but I didn't like it myself. I felt it was a complete and utter waste of money. Having bought it, having bought that. And just couldn't, I could never justify the amount that they were charging. And there's rumors of that coming back now, because of course there are. And if Straw Harvest comes back, yeah, Straw Harvest was Creative Mesh, aka BM modding released through Aerosoft, and it had problems for months that were known about since before launch, and nothing was done. They couldn't be bothered patching their own DLC because, hey, they got the money. It came across as very disingenuous to people who'd, spent their hard-earned cash to get a DLC, because it was, at launch, broken in a way that they knew about for about a week beforehand. This map needs the Abbey side splitter. I mean, to be fair, I'm using the Tornado 3, which is available in Ireland, and I have seen one, so I'm not too upset about this. Still no email. Crapping in the game too much? I mean, no. You're giving your opinions. You know, your opinions are negative, but I agree with quite a few. Farm Sim's far from perfect. It's better that people talk about why the game isn't perfect than just give it blind praise. I always say that. If you like something, criticize it. Figure out, you know, think of ways that it can be improved. If you like something, look at the negatives and try to improve them. Would I like to see... Yes. Would I like to see a Classics DLC? Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Thank you very much for the whatever the hell that was. Like, don't have stream labels open. Hang on. Pat Connor, thank you very much for the follow over on Twitch. Also, the cows still need more water. The cows just want endless amounts of water, seemingly. Might review on Steam. That's definitely something you could do. Yeah, Giants have got a lot better in the last couple of years. Like, since Lizardtank came on board, pretty much. Giants... We used to be very lucky in FS13 to get a bit of news from Giants. Like, DLCs just appeared. Haven't I got the Animal Pen mod? No. DLCs used to just appear one day. And there was very little information out there. Bugs, there was no place to report them. Yeah, Giants have come a long way in terms of community interactions in the last few years. And they're still learning. They're still learning. It's not a day... It's not one of these things that can be done in a day. It's something that takes a bit of time. By the way, out of curiosity, guys, did anybody see Katie and Mashoff say anything other than "you gangsta, bye"? But hello and goodbye, I guess? I'm very confused by that. No? Yeah, I thought so. I couldn't remember him saying anything else. It was the only thing he's... What a bizarre person! Build your own farm content and repeal to you. Yeah, kinda with you there, Jeremy. It just didn't make sense. At least it was a compliment. I mean, yeah, but that doesn't mean I can't be confused. You need a person who likes the look of Planet Zoo. I haven't really looked at Planet Zoo. I like most manager games, and it's by the same devs as Planet Coaster, so... should be, like, reasonable at least. What, am I not confused? On the third Thursday of every fourth month in even-numbered years that end with a 7. That's when I'm not confused. Right. What else can I do? Spin! Actually, let's get a cultivator that might actually work. Let's get a... Discaro. No, cultivator. That's plows. Disco was required aspect. Let's get the disco cultivator. I've not used that in a while. Excuse me, Rainbow Dave Gangsta. Complete with nerd glasses and breathing difficulties. Now clearly I have high street cred on the hard streets of Shamrock Valley. Oh, Mexican, I'm fairly sure it's still horrendously broken, but we'll find out. Because it's off to Field 3 we go, which I ploughed up last night. Best cultivating setup right there. Figure out you like RPGs. RPGs are usually fun. I like bizarrely RPG strategy games, like Stellaris and Crusader Kings. They are so fun, so fun. Painful to figure out, but fun. Crusader Kings has the learning curve of a brick smashing you in the face. No, it's still weird. This is still weird. Yeah, no, it's doing its thing again. You have no problems with this cultivator? None at all. So it doesn't do this and just. Why does it keep doing this? RPG role-playing games, pa. Think of Final Fantasy and the like. The hydraulics on the tractor are too high. I don't see how that could be the case. Hey, Ben. I don't see how... the hydraulics on this could be too high. Link arms, they're basically on the ground. I sincerely doubt it's the link arms are the issue. Tell you what, it could be the link arms are the issue because it's a mod. Let's get something a bit more in-game. Let's grab... You should have the horsepower to pull that. Best map to download for 19 platinum. Just bought it on a plain awesome map. You got a few choices. You got anything by Oxygen David. I'd recommend Oakfield. Marwell, I think, would be good if you want to use the bigger equipment. Greenwich by Greenbale is really good. Basically any European map in general. I kind of prefer UK and Ireland maps for class, but that's just my priority. That's just my personal, not priority, preference. There's tons of maps out there that work really well with Platinum. Basically any of them. Because Platinum's a very generic DLC. In the nicest possible way, it's generic, you know. It doesn't necessarily have to be on certain maps. European maps don't favour larger equipment. I mean, European maps, for me, tend to favour much larger equipment than I prefer using. You have Irish maps. This is coming soon, Priv, so you can, you have to wait for this. Okay, let's, yeah, no, it's doing the same thing again. The cultivator's doing the same thing again. That is in countdown already? Wow. Cultivator looks like it has no weight set next to it. It does have a weight set. It is heavy. Like, it is pushing down on the back of the tractor. It's just not behaving correctly when it's working. Marwell Farm. Marwell Manor Farm by Oxygen David. It has huge fields. Really suits bigger one. Landy's live. I'll just finish off this little triangle on the side of the field here, and then I'll finish up for the day. I'm with you there. Like, that's one of the joys of Irish maps, is you can get away with using city small equipment. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be real. I'm getting rid of this cultivator because that gets on my nerves. That gets on my nerves as well. Nope, gone. I'll download a modded one tonight. Anyway, you've come in at a bad time. I'm just finishing up. I'll be back tomorrow when I've found a modded cultivator that actually works. Bear with. Sorry about that. Had to shout at a cat. I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, stay safe and goodbye. And Amos75, thank you very much for the follow. Goodbye, guys.